Our next factor goes into societal factors, and this was similar to the situational factors, but we're going to go more in depth with how society determines our buying behaviors. So, our first factor would be culture. Our culture really determines uh, what we buy, whether we buy it, and when we buy it. So the culture you grew up in, let's take for example, I'm a Pacific Islander. So a lot of the things that we purchase would be totally different from that of somebody from here. Maybe not extremely different, but the idea that we would need Mercedes Benz in the islands, maybe not. But maybe we would like to purchase a home. Maybe the types of food we purchase, they not maybe for sure that it would be different. So that's how culture influences your buying patterns. Also, if your culture takes a value in saving money and not wasting money, which many cultures, all most cultures value that. Um, then you wouldn't be going out and purchasing just random things just because. Um, Moving on, subcultures. So subcultures include people with common interests that you identify with. For instance, maybe people from the same religion, people from the same job that you're in. If you work for a nonprofit, that could really determine your behavior when you're purchasing something. Ethnic backgrounds, or maybe because, let's say, subcultures include people in Southern California. People in Southern California, they will purchase maybe beach items such as surfboards or anything to do with the beach. But somebody from Washington State or Oregon may not, unless they live by the beach and they do surfing there, but they wouldn't have a bunch of beach style shops in their area. So they wouldn't be spending their money on that. Another societal factor is your social class. Um, in your book, it talked about how the, let's say, the top 1% in our population here in the United States, they would purchase automobiles like Rolls Royce, um, Bentleys, really high priced luxury cars. The lower upper class, that's where they would purchase Mercedes, BMWs. Then going down to the upper middle class, you have people purchasing Lexuses. Middle class would be your Toyota, Hondas. Um, and then down to the working class, I'm not sure why they put Pontiac in there because Pontiac is pricey, but we'll just go with it. But for if you were to purchase a car as a working class, maybe you would purchase a used car, a used Toyota, a used Honda, or a used Hyundai, or maybe even a new Hyundai or a Kia, depending on your taste. But this is just generalizing. Just know that your textbook is generalizing. It's not set in stone. And then they have lower but not the lowest. I don't know why those. We're going to disregard that. We're just going to go working class. And then, of course, the lowest class. I hate to say that word because that's really rude. But there are those of us who cannot afford a vehicle. So then we use public transportation or carpool. And that's okay because that's just how life goes, but we can improve on it. Then we have our reference groups and opinion leaders. This includes the political association, your social groups, your work groups, your family, and your close friends. And it's funny because the next one is on family. So your reference group and opinion leaders can be your family. So both of these can go together. But back to the reference groups. If you're part of an organization, let's say you are vegetarian and you're part of an organization that values the lives and of animals, and you don't believe in using that as a form of nutrient, then you wouldn't be purchasing things like steak, hamburger meat, chicken, fish, some depending on what level of vegetarian or vegan you are. And then opinion leaders, you look to your athletes, your superstars, now social media influencers. For those of you that watch the tutorials on makeup and fashion, those would be the people that you would get your buying behavior from, is your those influencers that influence you to go out and make that purchase. And of course, family, always family influences our behavior, no matter whether we like it or not. It could be consciously or subconsciously. Sorry.